Hands in your body, I'm grabbing your ass. Enjoying the moment, cause life moving fast. I'm looking forward, ignoring the past. These are the times that we'll laugh looking back. I'm getting lucky like coins in a well. Goodbye to my haters, I'm wishing you well. This is my year, man, if you couldn't tell. This is our life and we living it well. Late nights in the city causing hell. Burn this bitch into the ground, oh well. For all we got tonight, let's do this right. Let's do this right. Let's go to paradise. This shit be like Friday nights. This shit made me feel alive. I feel like we in paradise. Paradise.
So I've been using this Deity D3 Pro for a while. When you've been using stuff like the Rode Video Micro, and that's all you've been popping on top of your camera, but when you're not really ever using the much more professional shotgun microphones that people get for their DSLR cameras for vlogging and stuff, it's a learning curve. But I like to say thank you to Deity for sending the D3 Pro out for me to use, because I can use this mic for a lot of different iterations of filmmaking and audio recording, and I'm very pleased to have it. But anyways, the Deity D3 Pro is a battery powered mic. It charges through USB Type-C. Gain knob on the back goes from 0 to 10. There's a little yellow light that stays powered until you turn the camera on, and then that light hits green. And that lets you know that it's recording. So I got my preamps down low in the camera, and then the gain knob on the back I can turn up to my liking until it hits the sweet spot of where I think the audio should be at without giving me bad distortion and noise. And so I appreciate that. I think it's able to last a good while on this battery charge. I haven't charged this mic in like a few days. And then when it starts to die, that little light that turns yellow and green turns red to let you know it's on the verge of going kaput. So I'll get the Rode Video Micro. I'm going to slap it on here. So right now you've been hearing me on the Canon R6. I'm filming in 4K, 24 frames per second. My shutter speed's at 1/50. My aperture's at 4.0 and my ISO's at 800, and I'm filming in C-Log 3. And the Deity D3 Pro is on top. I got the gain all the way up to 10 on the mic. This is the audio quality you're getting with the Deity mic at 10, and that audio preamps inside the camera at 1/4. And now we're going to switch to the Rode Video Micro. This audio you're listening to right now is from the Rode Video Micro. Frame of reference, all the settings are the same. I did adjust the audio settings in the camera to get a similar dB gain level in the Rode Video Micro as to the Deity D3 Pro. The preamps in camera were at 1/4 for the Deity D3 Pro, and for the Rode Video Micro I have it at 2/4 on the preamps internal. But this is what it sounds like. I try to get it to match the levels for both, so like we can compare the two. If I have to bring up the audio, I'll bring them both up the same amount, because based on what I'm looking at right now, I think I have them matched as far as the dB gain that they're both picking up from the preamps to the ability to adjust the decibels on the Deity D3 and the internal preamps together. So yeah, you guys tell me what you think of the audio. I've always thought the Rode Video Micro was a good mic compared to using the internal preamps on the camera. But now, let's go from the Rode Video Micro to the internal preamps on the R6, and let's see how that sounds. Alright, so now we're talking on the internal preamps of the Canon R6. And the settings are still the same as the Rode Video Micro. The way I tested to make sure the micro was the one picking up the audio was I rubbed on the tip of the mic like this, like really softly, without making a whole bunch of noise or moving around. So when I see the audio levels go, then I know it's actually the mic on top. Because sometimes the top mic and the internal mic will pick up around the same ranges, and it's like, do I have the mic plugged in? Is it working? Or which mic is it? So I always test it first. And I kind of rub on there, make sure I see the audio, and I'm like, okay, it's good. But yeah, I'm using the internal mic, and this is what it sounds like. You guys give me your best opinion on what you think is better. Personally, between the Rode Video Micro and the Deity D3 Pro, those for some people might be hard to tell depending on your ears and depending upon how important audio is to you when you're listening. Because the Rode Video Micro is going to sound okay, and you might favor the audio quality of the Micro over the D3 Pro. But in a more professional setting, in a setting where you really want to have the best audio, for your vocals, the D3 Pro is going to sound a whole lot better. So having something like the D3 Pro is going to be better for overall audio quality if it has to be compressed into an MP3 or AAC or whatever your camera records your audio into. You want to start off with the best microphone, because when you go to try to correct it or fix it, you don't want to be trying to fix something that's already started out bad. You want to have something really good, and if you have to go tweak it, you know, it's very minor. Rode Video Micro, you don't have to really do a whole lot of tweaks with that. If you adjust it right, you're good. But the internal preamps, just straight mics, is probably not going to sound that great. But anyways, let's get back on the D3 Pro and let's finish off this video. Now we're back on the D3 Pro, and it's time for our final thoughts. I personally think the D3 Pro is fantastic. I'm really liking this microphone. Really looking forward to using it for multiple different applications. I wish I'd had this sooner, because I've been using Rode Video Micro for every camera that I get. So I've used it for the Canon 80D, 90D, the R6, R5, R5c, R3, the A7S III, R7, R10. I mean, you name it. I've used it for everything. Just everything. Every camera I've had. Even the C70, I plugged it in. There's a little mic port on the side where you can use just a regular mic. And you can mount it on top, but you got to reach that cable around. And I've used it on there too when I didn't have XLR mics to put on it. I use that Rode Video Micro for everything. It's useful in every situation. But when I want to do much more production value quality work, I do want something like a D3 Pro. Or something like the S-Mic 2, which Deity also sent out to me. Oh yeah. Look at that beauty. But you can be looking for that video at a later date. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think in the comments. And if you like this video, go ahead and give it a like, thumbs up, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time.
Don't know if it's a drink I pour, but I swear I've never loved.
Right now I'm using the RodeCaster Pro, the original version, as you can see right here. I'm using the original version to hook up the S-Mic, the Deity S-Mic 2, and thanks to Deity for sending this out to me to try out. Yeah, it sounds pretty good.
I'm feeling it, my head's where the ceiling is. This energy turns nice into memory. Count up the bands he been working all summer. Ex didn't know what he had with a bummer. Insecure people turn to insecure love.